fountain of the world is all the water of the planet. We're going to have no water unless we throw away them feather rivers. In other words, when he woke up when they put that first feather river in, when they put the first feather river project in and brought all that water out of the desert, they started destroying the state of California. Hollywood's destroying the state of California. They're taking all the water off the land. If you take all the water off the land, you can't get precipitation going up in the sky. There's no bugs. There's no birds. All the birds and bugs are dying. You take all the water holes and put them in a pipe, where in the hell's the water at? You got a pipe going down, dumping off into the ocean, and all the water's being used up. You got no nature. You got no land. You got no, God's not there anymore. It's just, there's no soul in it. So when he seen that, his fountain turned off. He had a big fountain that was the fountain of the world. When his fountain turned off, this beautiful man put himself in a house with a whole bunch of other people, laid his protest up on the wheel, and blew everybody up. He sacrificed himself for that water, for those trees and wildlife, and he left a message behind that the only way the world was going to survive is we've got to get to the water. You got to fix the water, man. We're screaming with our fucking lives, man. You got to fix the water. It's not a question of whether you want to fix the water. You've got to fix the water. The water's our spirit. The water's our mother. If we don't have no life in the water, what the hell are we going to do with money? What are we going to buy and sell if we got no water to drink? But nobody gives a fuck about the water. They would rather worry about the money. They say, well, if we give up our money, then we'll starve to death. Well, yeah, a whole bunch of you's going to starve to death. You're going to die anyway. There's billions of people going to die. It's already in the movement. It's a Holocaust. And rather than tell the people that a Holocaust is coming, they're a bunch of liars who tell them that the Holocaust happened in 1944. That's bullshit. A war is not a Holocaust. God's war against man is a Holocaust, not man's war against man. You dig? So the reality of the Holocaust, man, is not in the movies. The reality of the Holocaust is all in dead fish that you see in the ocean. It's when you go over and you see where the forest used to be, there's a shopping mall. Where the lake used to be, there's a goddamn fucking drive-in. Where the freeway is, there used to be a creek and a river. And where prisons are, used to be lakes. So all the prisons are in your lake beds where there used to be. It took nature 50,000 years to put the beginning of a lake here. It took man and the bulldozer 5 years to tear it up. So we're tearing up all the land. We're tearing up all the precipitation. We're eating up all the goddamn fucking resources to where there's going to be no energy. No energy left, no resources left, nobody left. So, 1,000 people in this ship. And there ain't going to be that many people survive it anyway. You dig? So how many people do you want to live in the world that you live in? You don't have to let all them people live in the world you live in. If you get up and you do a good job, I used to get up on the stage and I do a good job and they all, man, would be jealous. They want to get up on the stage and push me off. They'd want to fight me. They'd want to bite me and pull on me and grab me. They want to pull me to pieces and tear me to pieces, man, because they want to be me so bad they don't want to let me be myself. I have to run and hide in the desert. It wasn't that Manson turned. It's that you guys turn, see. Here's the perception. You think the Grateful Dead was the hippies. The Grateful Dead wasn't hippies. All the people that got busted in the 40s were the hippies. The Pachucos were hippies. All the guys that used to smoke grass in the 40s and 50s all went to prison and suffered. And then the upper middle class people come out and found that what they were doing was cool, so they started doing what was cool and started using our language and rapping our rap and talking our talk and walking our walk and growing our hair and growing our beards and then coming back from the beatnik land like they were hippies, like they had come up on something new. Then they sacrificed all the beatniks and that created the hippies. Then they sacrificed all the hippies and that come up the yippies. And every time it gets right up to where the Jew's supposed to sacrifice himself for what he's preaching, and the people that are in the peace movement are supposed to make moves so they can have peace, they all turn back to war and get uniforms and get crew cuts and go to Wall Street and say, well, we done growed up now. We're not hippies no more. We're dippies or slippies or what do they call them? Yippies. We're yippies now. All the yippies were hippies that didn't want to stay with what they were saying. They were saying they wanted this change and they wanted to stop the war, and all the Joan Baez's and all the motherfucking Patty Hearses and all them fucking asshole bitches, Then in movies like that, Jane Fonda and all them fucking dizzy-ass fucking witches, they wanted to change the world, but when the children that were living up underneath that dogma turned to change the world, then they fucked up and said, well, that was all Charlie's fault. Charlie did that. Charlie got all those children in trouble. He brainwashed all those children to do that, but Joan Baez and all them Nancy Sinatra and all them ass witches, these boots were made for walking all over your ass, you dig? So then they come back with all that motherfucking horse shit and say that I was the brainwash capital of the world when they were doing that long before I came on the set. I had been in Mexico City, man. I had been living down in Mexico City, and when I got busted, I hadn't even been on the streets of the United States of America for over 10 years. You know, well, almost 10 years, a 10-year sentence.